Hello ladies, this is just a response to LisaMarieTTC's latest video, should I say, the cost of IVF rant. I just want to say, Lisa, I completely agree with you, and your video, I guess, it enlightened me, not enlightened me, but it made me feel, it lifted my spirits a little bit. I was feeling down from some news I got today, but it totally made me laugh, and I thought it was hilarious. Not hilarious of what you're going through, obviously, but just, you know, some of the stuff you said about, I think it was like conceived in the back of a metro, a Geo Metro. I thought that was hilarious because I'm always telling that to my husband, how, you know, it pisses me off and it frustrates me how these different women and girls who conceive children in these odd places, whether it's an odd place or not, you know, that who aren't trying to conceive and don't really want to conceive, and they end up conceiving, and, you know, a lot of the times, I'm not going to say a lot of the times, but a good amount of times they don't take care of their child, and it frustrates me when I see the news about, you know, people throwing their children or their newborn babies in dumpsters and things like that. That really, like, pisses me off, and it hurts me at the same time, because it's like, here I am, and here the rest of all of us TTCers are, you know, trying to conceive, paying, obviously, boatloads, or should I say a buku amount of money just for one conception. And then you have all these other women and girls out there conceiving 1, 2, multiple babies. My husband is a police officer, and he was just telling me the other day about how he pulled someone over, and, you know, the girl was driving around with a suspended license, and, you know, it was just, and she had 2 infants, 2 toddlers in the back. And, or I'm sorry, she was driving out without a license. She did not have a driver's license, and she was pregnant, and he was just, like, so appalled at the fact that, you know, she would put her children at risk like that. And because, you know, under normal circumstances, he had the right to take her to jail, but he didn't, you know, because he was being kind, and he thought of the children first. So, you know, it's so disheartening, because it's just like, man, you know, what I would give, and I'm sure what all of us would give for just one conception. That's it, just one. And here these girls are, and these, you know, women who have all these children, and sometimes don't even take care of them, you know. It's just horrible, and so I completely understand what you're saying, and the whole rant about IVF. I personally have not done IVF, and I'm praying and hoping to God that I don't have to go that far, because it is such a financial burden, and so I'm really hoping that, you know, we don't have to do that. I'm on my Clomid cycle. This is my first cycle with Clomid, and apparently I have PCOS from what I found out today. So it's making it really difficult, and I just went and had to drop $800 on one visit. My insurance does not cover it, and so all my medication, basically my insurance covers up to the diagnosis of infertility. So anything after that, trying to conceive, anything like that, sorry, that's all I have to pay out of pocket for all of that. And the cheapest treatment that they have going on, the cheapest treatment that they offer is with the Clomid, and that's just Clomid with natural intercourse, and that's $800 per cycle, aka $800 per month, which is like crazy, you know. And then after that, the next one up, I think, is like $1,200 or $1,500. I think it's $1,200 for IUI and Clomid, and then $1,500 for IUI with injections. So I'm hoping and praying that this cycle takes. We'll see. Doesn't look like it, but we'll see. So yeah, I just wanted to say I hear you and I agree with you, and I'm sure there's plenty of other TTCers out there that agree with you. It's crazy, and I'm like baffled. Like, and it was the same thing with me. Okay, they called me up. It was last Friday. They called me up a week ago from today. They called me up and said, okay, you know, Jennifer, we booked your appointment, blah, 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 you know, to start the follicular ultrasounds. And that's the only thing it's for, okay? It's just for blood work and follicular ultrasound. So fertility monitoring. That's what I paid $800 for. Anyways, so, what was I saying? I forgot what I was saying. Okay, so basically, you know, I'm just like, I can't believe how much it is. You know, okay, so they called me up and they said it's $800 that you have to pay. And I'm like, okay, well, what? You know, why didn't someone tell me this ahead of time? This was last Friday, and they had scheduled my appointment for the following Monday, which was this past Monday in the beginning of this week. And I'm like, okay, why didn't you tell me this ahead of time? But why didn't you tell me this when you prescribed me Clomid? Why wasn't I informed of this? You expect me to come up with $800 in 2 days. So they said, yeah, I'm so sorry. It was on the portal. And I'm like, okay, you're calling me to tell me to make sure that I have the money, but you didn't call me ahead of time to let me know. Like, does that make sense? Like, I was so upset. I was so hurt. I was crying, you know, because I was like, man, how am I going to come up with $800 in 2 days? So in all, I was able to do it because, you know, I told him, I said, hey, look, my husband gets paid at the end of the week, you know, we can pay it then. So they said, okay, we can do that. So when I went in today for my most recent ultrasound and blood work, I paid it. And then, of course, they have you pay before they do the ultrasound, right? So I paid it, we did the ultrasound, you know, whatever. It wasn't what I wanted to hear. So it is what it is. I'm just hoping that we get an upturn from this. We'll see how it goes. But I just wanted to let you know that I completely understand where you're coming from. And I 110% agree with you. And it is baffling how expensive it is. And it's kind of ridiculous how expensive it is. You would think that they'd want to work with you because you want to bring a new life into this world. Someone you're going to care for versus, you know, other people who don't really care for their children, who, you know, other women and girls who don't care for their children. So I am in the same boat with you as far as, you know, like cost and that. So just know that you're not alone, and I'm praying for you. I'm praying that this cycle works for you. Yeah. So I just wanted to let you know that I understand, and you're right. You are blessed to have your insurance pay for it. But at the end of the day, when you still have to pay something out of pocket, it just makes you be like, man, like, my insurance doesn't pay nothing for it. Nothing. So I just wanted to let you know I understand, and I'm wishing you the best of luck. And I'm definitely going to be praying for you. So good luck and God bless.